Tonight on News Hour, Kano women train as tricycle riders to serve women and children, bridging transport and employment gaps. Residents protest local government's order to relocate Gwari Market in Taraba. Petrol tanker explosion in Delta claims lives, destroys properties. On the foreign scene, 8 civilians killed in Mali attack. Hello and welcome to the News Hour tonight on Trust TV. Over the next hour, we will bring you details of events and stories from different parts of the country and, of course, the nation's capital, Abuja, and developments on the international scene. I am Aisha Salihu. Thank you so much for joining us. We begin with developments from Kano, northwest Nigeria. In the bustling streets of Kano, where tradition meets modernity, a group of women is breaking barriers and challenging stereotypes. They are training to become tricycle riders, an unusual sight in a male-dominated sector. Their goal? To serve women and children exclusively, ensuring comfort, safety, and a new source of income for themselves. Trust TV's correspondent brings us their inspiring story.
For Habiba Sani, unemployment after graduation was a harsh reality. Now, she finds hope behind the handlebars of a tricycle. Alongside her are other women with similar stories, united by the desire to create a safer and more inclusive public transport option for Kano's women and children.
I
decided to join this business because after school, I couldn't find a job. I also think women would prefer female riders for safety and comfort, so I love this idea. Amina Sani, another trainee, shares a similar sentiment, emphasizing the importance of this service in addressing the unique needs of women in the community.
I
enrolled in this because I want women to have a safe female-only option for transport without having to ride with men. In Kano, where transportation often comes with cultural sensitivities, these women are reshaping the narrative. Tricycles with gender-sensitive seating are already a common sight, but the idea of female riders adds an unprecedented layer of safety and trust. Salma Abdullahi, a mother and one of the trainees, highlights the broader impact of this initiative.
We hope
there will be many more tricycles to provide transport for women and children. We were idle at home in the past, but now with this job, we hope that we will get what we need to support our children's education. With determination and a shared vision, these women are not just learning to ride, they are driving a movement for change in Kano. As the tricycles begin to roll out, these trailblazing women remind us that innovation and progress often come from the most unexpected places. Their story is a testament to the power of resilience and the pursuit for a better future. Abdulaziz Ibrahim, Trust TV News, Kano.
Still in the northwest region of the country and now to a sad development, a Saturday morning fire devastated the popular Sokoto's Kara grains market, destroying grains and properties worth millions of naira. The inferno, which occurred at the market, destroyed over 50 grinding shops, with many nearby houses also affected. Although the cause of the fire is yet to be ascertained, the incident has caused significant financial losses to those affected, with damages estimated to exceed 50 million naira. The fire destroyed food items including rice, millet, beans, and sacks of other goods stored for business purposes. Among the victims was Glory Matthew Abba, a shop owner who lost his grinding engine valued at 1.8 million naira. Another victim, Aliyu Achida, lost his house and food crops, including rice, millet, and beans, amounting to a total loss of approximately 3 million naira. The Sokoto State Emergency Management Agency and the National Emergency Management Agency responded to the disaster by conducting a joint assessment of the affected area. Officials visited the damaged parts of Kara market to evaluate the situation and reassured the victims of their commitment to providing support in the aftermath of the fire. Now, Gwari sellers in the Gwari market located in Turaki A ward and youth in the area have expressed strong opposition to the local government's directive to relocate the market to Kona ward, Jalingo. They argue that the new location is unfavorable and lacks the facilities and security they currently enjoy. The report.
Dealers and sellers of perishable goods in Kasrongwari, Jalingo have voiced their displeasure over the relocation. They describe the market as a vital hub for trading goods brought from within and outside Taraba State. Buyers from various parts of the state frequent the market daily without incidents of harassment or intimidation. The sellers claim the current location is well secured and conducive for business, allowing them to transact smoothly with customers. They argue that relocating the market will not only disrupt their businesses, but also force them to operate in an unsafe environment.
We are upset because our leaders in the Gwari Sellers Association sold our assets and took our revenue without our knowledge. Now, they are pushing for the market's relocation without addressing these issues. We don't want to leave this peaceful area. After speaking with the local government chairman, we were told to settle it ourselves. But soon after, security forces tried to stop us from unloading goods, and there were threats of arrest or worse. We don't know where these orders are coming from and ask the government to intervene.
I am not in support of this relocation. This has been our source of income for a very long time. For me, this is the only place I know. If this move is not reversed, many like me will suffer because this market is our only hope.
Youth in the area have also raised concerns, emphasizing that the market serves as a source of livelihood for many who are unemployed. They worry that relocating the market will leave them without work, as the new location may not support the same level of economic activity.
I got involved in the Gwari market relocation issue because it benefits us. Before it came here, many youths were jobless and involved in crime. The presence of the market has reduced crime here. And if relocated, we question what the government plans for us. We elected our leaders to protect our interests, and we believe the local government chairman, whose family lives nearby, may have been misinformed. This decision would negatively affect his own family.
However, the vice chairman of the Gwari Sellers Association explained that the relocation was not done in secrecy. He noted that members were adequately informed about the plan, while acknowledging some members' reservations. He clarified that the old market can continue to operate, but truck deliveries will only be permitted at the newly relocated market.
We are grateful for this new market, as the old one was too small. This larger space allows trucks to bring and unload goods, making it the main market. Though some members opposed the move, they had asked for a better environment, and now they should comply to improve their business.
The Jalingo local government chairman, represented by his deputy, Honorable Nathaniel Tani, highlighted the state government's vision to enhance economic activities and agricultural potential in the state. He emphasized that the relocation is part of effort to expand Jalingo's economic landscape, positioning the market as a national hub for agricultural goods. Tani also urged the youth to support the initiative, stressing its benefit for the community and their families.
The government's goal in relocating this market is to expand business opportunities and foster unity across Jalingo and Taraba. This new location can accommodate 10 trucks, unlike the old market, which barely fit 3. The government's intentions are good and we must support them. Ensuring security and peace in the market is our collective responsibility. I urge our youth to cooperate with the marketers, as the market will provide jobs and benefit us all, not just Jalingo or Taraba, but the entire country.
The Commissioner of Commerce and Industry, Peter George, reinforced this perspective, explaining that the relocation aims to create a strategic interface for business activities across all 16 local government areas of Taraba State. He added that the move is designed to showcase the state's agricultural potential and attract both local and foreign investors.
First and foremost, they should appreciate His Excellency for this kind gesture, and secondly, they should stand to protect this market, because if this market will succeed, it will be because of their effort, and if this market will fail, they are the people that are going to make it to fail. But I call on them to stand firm in protecting this market, to make sure that they contribute their quota in helping the Gwari sellers to make sure they achieve their goal in this market.
Traditional leaders from Kona Ward, the newly designated location for the market, attended the event and called on youth to avoid any actions that could incite chaos. They urged the government to address any concerns raised by the affected sellers and youth.
We have worked hard to establish this market, and now we must embrace and maintain it. We need to support our youth so that they can benefit. Gwari sellers, let's resolve any misunderstanding among ourselves without involving third parties. We promise to fully cooperate with the market management. In a few days, we will meet to discuss how to ensure smooth and peaceful coexistence between sellers, buyers, and the community.
The government has been advised to ensure the relocation process is inclusive and adequately addresses the needs of all stakeholders.
And now to matters of politics. The presidential candidate of the New Nigeria People's Party in the 2023 elections and leader of the Kwankwasia movement, Senator Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, has accused some people whom he described as self-proclaimed northern stakeholders of meddling in the process of selection and fielding of candidates during presidential election. Speaking in an interview with BBC Hausa, Kwankwaso, a former governor of Kano State, alleged that the interference was undermining democracy and causing disunity among people, leading to electing incompetent candidates during elections. He emphasized that the region's leaders should draw lessons from the experiences of past elections and refrain from influencing the process of fielding candidates. Meanwhile, the Northern Elders Forum has again raised concerns over the federal government's proposed tax reform bills, urging immediate suspension of the implementation and calling for extensive dialogue with stakeholders. The forum criticized the government for failing to engage critical stakeholders and experts before drafting the reforms. NEF expressed its position in a statement on Saturday signed by its chairman of management board, Alamin Dagash, highlighting the reform's potential adverse effects on northern Nigeria and the nation as a whole. Dagash said Nigerians in general and northerners in particular are not really against the introduction of any form of good and meaningful reforms by those in positions of authority at the federal, state or local government levels. He said according to global best practices, successful reforms are known to be underpinned by strict adherence to certain common cardinal characteristics of the public policy making process. He said these efforts include designing a robust, transparent and inclusive implementation mechanism, proactively putting in place a well-sequenced process in order to ensure that the meticulously planned reforms really meet the society's desired and anticipated outcomes. Now, Governor of Oyo State, Seyi Makinde, has said that Nigerians do not want a one-party system, but a political system that gives citizens the choice to elect their representatives from other political parties when necessary. The governor said this during a visit by the National Working Committee members of the People's Democratic Party to commiserate with the governor on the death of 35 children during a stampede. The PDP chieftains had also come to present the new national secretary of the party, Ude Okoye, to him. According to the governor, Nigerians want a situation where they will be able to kick out non-performing leaders, adding that this would only be possible if there are alternatives.
Issues surrounding the rule of law. There was a court pronouncement on the issue of a national secretary. My position was clear from day one. I will always follow the rule of law. So this is the new national secretary by court pronouncement, and I said without missing words, we will stay on the side of the rule of law.
We say to the families that lost their loved ones that they should please bear it, having in mind that God is the one that brought those our kids, and it is also the will of God that they should go through that same channel. And we tell them that the same Almighty God has a reason, and that reason will come out definitely, because God doesn't fail. He will not fail any of those family members.
And now to curbing the proliferation of illicit drugs, the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency began 2025 with significant victories in its fight against drug trafficking, arresting high-profile suspects and seizing substantial quantities of illicit substances across Nigeria. In Lagos, 61-year-old Alhaja Aishat Feishara Ajoke Eledie, alias Iyaruka, a wanted drug kingpin and socialite, was arrested at her Okota mansion following the interception of a truck carrying 1,540 kilograms of cannabis linked to her operations. Known publicly as a businesswoman and society figure, her double life as a drug cartel leader was exposed after years on the NDLEA's watch list. In another high-profile operation, United States-trained Nollywood filmmaker and motivational speaker Emeka Emmanuel Mbadiwe was apprehended in Lekki. His associate, Uzekwe Ugochukwu James, was caught earlier at a warehouse in Ikeja with a shipment of 33 parcels of loud cannabis weighing 17.30 kilograms smuggled in wooden boxes from the United States. In Kwara, two young women, Khadijat Abdurrahim, a recent graduate, and Ayomide Morakiyo, a University of Ilorin student, were arrested for producing drug-laced cupcakes targeted at students. NDLEA operatives recovered 42 pieces of the cupcakes from their residence. An ex-convict, Sodade Sunday Eniola, was rearrested in Lagos for passport racketeering just months after serving time for drug trafficking. He was linked to a syndicate smuggling 52 passports concealed in shoe soles and food items at the Lagos airport. Other notable operations included the recovery of 316,800 bottles of codeine syrup at Port Harcourt Ports Complex and the seizure of over 149,000 pills of tramadol XO5 in Kano. Now, prohibition of trafficking in persons has arrested one Wadiale Christiana Jacob, also known as Christy Gold, a key member of an international human trafficking syndicate. Gold was arrested on December 31, 2024 at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, upon her return from Dubai for the New Year celebrations. According to the agency, she had been on the run for over 5 years, evading justice after violating her bail conditions and fleeing to the UAE, as she had been convicted in absentia for trafficking in underage Nigerian girls for false prostitution in Dubai. Her arrest came after years of collaboration between NAPTIP, NIS, Interpol, and the UAE police. Speaking on the arrest, NAPTIP's Director General Binta Adamu Bello commended the efforts of the NIS and other intelligence agencies, emphasizing the importance of interagency collaboration. You're watching the News Hour tonight on Trust TV. Coming up ahead, Nigerian Air Force battles mental health stigma among veterans through cultural events. Plenty more stories after the break. We'll be right back. It's nice to have you join us again. You're still watching the News Hour tonight on Trust TV. Now let's take another look at some of our top stories. We told you that Kano women train as tricycle riders to serve women and children, bridging transport and employment gaps. You also heard residents protest local government's order to relocate Gwari Market in Taraba. And now moving on to other stories. The Katsina State Chairman of Mieti Allah Cattle Breeders Association, Surajo Amadu Meirana, has been killed by suspected bandits. The incident occurred around 10 p.m. Saturday night at Meirana village in Kusada local government area of Katsina State. The suspected bandits also abducted the Mieti Allah chairman's wife and his daughter, who is a university student. According to reports, the suspected bandits, riding on 10 motorcycles, stormed the village and went straight to the residence of Surajo and shot him on the head after several attempts to escape abduction. In a similar incident, a member of a local vigilante group, Amadu Liti of Chiromawa village in Kusada local government, was also attacked and killed by the suspected bandits. The bandits met Liti Chiromawa at his residence and shot him dead. In Kusada local government area, the bandits killed one Naladi Guraraji. Kusada residents said the recent attacks highlighted the increasing onslaught on their communities in recent days, calling on the government to deploy security operatives to the area to avert recurrence. The Katsina State Police Public Relations Officer ASP Sadiq Aliyu confirmed the attacks in a statement shared with Trust TV News in Katsina, assuring residents that efforts are being intensified to bring the perpetrators of the heinous killings and abductions to book. And now joining us via phone to explore more insights on this development in Katsina, we have Trust TV's Abdullahi Yamadi. Thank you so much for joining us on the News Hour tonight, Yamadi.
Thank you most sincerely.
Now, Abdullahi, we're back to this security matter again. What more have we learned?
Well, what we understand is that Kusada local government, where this attack was carried out, is not one of the frontline local government areas in terms of insecurity. It means that the bandits are advancing from the areas that they were known to have been operating to other areas that were hitherto very peaceful. Last night, around 8 o'clock, the bandits launched attacks on 3 communities in Kusada local government, which resulted to the death of 3. And of course, 2 others were wounded and 2 people were also abducted. So this has injected a serious fear in the minds of residents of Kusada local government. Many of the residents we interviewed told Trust TV that they are now living in fear, and of course, without knowing what to do and how to go about their own the security of lives and property. This is exactly the situation in Kusada.
Okay, Abdullah Yamadi, you have stated that Kusada is not one of those local governments that, you know, are popular for insecurity in Katsina State, and now these bandits are moving towards this particular local government. I know the police has already released a statement saying that they are aware of this incident and they have confirmed it's happening. But I'd like to hear from you, what are are they doing? I mean, what plans do they have in motion? You have stated that people are in fear of their lives and property in this particular local government. So what are the security agencies doing just so to alleviate the fears of these people?
Well, like the spokesman of the Kaduna State Police Command said, that they are tracking, rather they are trailing the perpetrators of this heinous attack with a view to bringing them to justice. So also other security agencies also saying that they will collaborate with a view to seeing that this issue of banditry has been addressed. Not forgetting that the state government has created a security outfit, local security outfit, which has been operating seriously in addressing this issue of insecurity. Talking about the Kaduna State Security and Community Watch Corps, which this outfit has been working very seriously. They have helped a lot in addressing the issue of insecurity in this, but it seems the issue of insecurity, maybe even from the point of the security operatives, it is becoming so overwhelming due to the intensity of these attacks and the frequency with which the bandits are operating. So, but nonetheless, both the military, the police, and the local security outfits are saying that they are doing their very best, and people can see it glaringly clear that they are trying their best. But we hope within no distant future, things of this nature will be addressed.
We can only hope that in distant future, all of these issues are resolved appropriately. Yeah. Thank you so much for your insights and thoughts on this particular development in Kusada local government area. There we had Abdullahi Yamadi who spoke to us. Thank you so much. Still on security matters, police operatives attached to the Imo State Command have successfully executed a daring rescue operation that led to the safe liberation of 4 kidnapped hostages. The operation, according to a statement by the force spokesperson Muyiwa Adejobi on Sunday, was carried out on Saturday after the operatives received a distress call for reporting the abduction of 4 persons in Umokane Ohaji local government area of Imo State. He said that the police operatives swiftly swung into action, locating the criminal hideout and engaging the kidnappers in a fierce gun duel, during which 2 of the kidnappers were neutralized. The force PRO added that the success of the operation led to the rescue of the 4 victims and the recovery of 1 AK-47 rifle, 1 AK-47 magazine, and 21 rounds of live 7.62mm ammunition. The force reaffirmed its resolute devotion to combating heinous crimes such as this and assured members of the public that efforts to rid them of criminal elements from our society will continue relentlessly, ensuring the safety and security of all residents. In another development on Friday, Adejobi said police operatives attached to the Ebonyi State Command arrested 17 suspects in Enohia Item village, Afikpo local government area, for the murder of one Uromchi Okorocha, who was accused by local youth of being involved in the killing of several individuals through alleged witchcraft and spiritual means. The Federal Capital Territory Police Command has rescued a day-old baby abandoned along a bush path near Crash Rock behind the uncompleted Red Bricks Market in Mpape on January 3, 2025. Officers from the Mpape Division's Juvenile and Women Care Section responded to a distress call and discovered the baby wrapped in a cloth. The infant was immediately taken to Mpape Primary Health Care Center, where medical professionals confirmed the baby's condition as stable. Acting on a tip-off from the community, police arrested the baby's mother, Khadija Ali, who confessed to abandoning her child. She cited her inability to care for the baby after being abandoned by her husband. The FCT Police Command condemned the act of child abandonment and reaffirmed its dedication to protecting vulnerable individuals. The rescued baby will be handed over to the Department of Social Welfare for care, while the mother will face prosecution under the Child Rights Act. The Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, has tasked troops of Nigerian Army to remain battle-ready, saying the military leadership has put in place adequate measures to tackle insecurity in the country. General Musa made the remarks during a visit to military formations in southern Kaduna under the command of the General Officer commanding 3 Division Nigerian Army, Maxwell Kobe Cantonment. Ado Musa completes the report.
The Chief of Defense Staff said his visit to the military cantonment in Samaru, Zankonkataf local government area of the state indicates the Nigerian military's effort to tackle insecurity while maintaining peace across the state and the country at large. He charged the troops to be disciplined, committed and resilient in upholding their values.
2024 was challenging, but we made some remarkable improvements. 2025 will be better. Our plan is to ensure that we do more, we bring more peace to Nigerians, we bring more peace in Nigeria, and working together, not only us, but other security agencies and Nigerians in general. We want to thank them for all the support they've been giving us. We want to appeal that we should not get tired. The enemy is not sleeping, so we should not sleep. We should continue until we get it well. I've gone around just to ensure that my troops are in high spirits, to look at what are their challenges, what are the difficulties they've been facing, to see how we can address. As we are aware, the Samaru cantonment is still work ongoing. You can see how the places are. We're going to see the level of work being done. I want to make sure that this year we achieve over 70-80% this year, so that the troops too will be very comfortable.
The General Officer Commanding 3 Division, Nigerian Army, Major General Abdusalam Abubakar, appreciated the Chief of Defense Staff for his leadership towards improving the welfare of officers while assuring him of total compliance to directives.
And the one he missed out, which he has also promised, is the issue of motorcycles. They are all very conversant with our terrain. Our terrain here, some of these places, you cannot enter them with gun trucks. So motorcycles are very, very key. Also, we'll be getting night vision goggles to enhance our night fighting capability. So we have no reason, we have no excuse not to deliver. Is that clear? Yes, sir!
Senator representing Southern Kaduna, Sunday Marshall, commended the improvement in security in the area while applauding security efforts in mitigating insecurity in the area.
Since the advent of the new administration and the service chiefs, and I can tell you that our people are sleeping better, like the Chief of Defense Staff stated, and I told you earlier, you can't completely eliminate the issue of insecurity, but with confidence, I can tell you things are much, much better than they were before. And the relationship between the civilian population and the military is also increasing by the day.
Southern Kaduna has been plagued by insecurity and is within the operational area of Operation Safe Haven, which is tasked with restoring peace and harmony to the area. Ado Musa, Trust TV News, Jos.
And now to a very sad development. A petrol tanker explosion in Agbo, Delta State on Sunday left several feared dead and caused widespread destruction. The accident occurred near First Bank along Old Lagos-Asaba Road when a petrol-laden tanker fell while navigating a turn and burst into flames. Eyewitnesses described a chaotic scene as the inferno consumed vehicles, buildings and business premises, leaving charred remains in its wake. Residents criticized the late response of emergency services and called for stricter safety measures to prevent future tragedies. Authorities have yet to release an official casualty count as investigations continue. To another sad development, 7 workers sustained injuries when a 3-story building under construction collapsed on Saturday afternoon in Aboga along Iguruta Eche Road, Ikwere local government area, Rivers State. Eyewitnesses described the chaotic scene, with some workers jumping to safety while others were trapped beneath rubble. All were rescued alive, with the last worker pulled out by nightfall and rushed to the hospital, one witness recounted. Rescue efforts involved residents, local authorities, and the Rivers State Ministry of Physical Planning, Urban Development and Special Duties, utilizing excavators, a fire truck, and ambulances. Commissioner for Physical Planning, Honorable Evans BP, attributed the collapse to the use of substandard materials, particularly undersized rods, and the absence of a government-approved building plan. He emphasized the ministry's resolve to enforce building codes, warning against future violations to prevent similar tragedies. Now, troops from the 6th Division Nigerian Army alongside other security agencies have intensified their efforts to combat oil theft in the Niger Delta region. Between December 16 and December 22, 2024, operations led to the destruction of 37 illegal refining sites, the arrest of 10 suspects, and the recovery of over 130,000 liters of stolen petroleum products, according to a statement by Lieutenant Colonel Danjuma Jonah Danjuma. Key operations took place in Rivers State, where 9 illegal refining sites were dismantled and more than 60,000 liters of stolen crude oil and refined products were seized. 4 suspected oil thieves were arrested at the Obiafu site. Similar successes occurred in Asari Toru and Degema local government areas, where illegal sites were destroyed and over 40,000 liters of stolen oil recovered. In Bayelsa State, troops thwarted an attempt to sabotage a pipeline, seized 2,000 liters of stolen crude oil in southern Ijo, and intercepted a tanker truck linked to a pipeline siphoning operation in Delta State, arresting 4 suspects. Additional operations in Akwa Ibom State continued to deter criminal activities in the region. And the Nigerian Air Force is going beyond cultural celebrations to address the critical mental and physical health challenges faced by its veterans. This year's base socio-cultural activities in Kano is shining a spotlight on issues such as post-traumatic stress disorder and the struggles of transitioning to civilian life. Trustee Abdulaziz Ibrahim tells us more.
Against a backdrop of vibrant cultural displays and togetherness, the Nigerian Air Force Base in Kano has become a hub of celebration and reflection. One of the key highlights of this year's bazaar was the health talk sessions. Retired officers shared personal experiences, shedding light on their struggles with PTSD and offering practical advice on navigating the psychological hurdles of life after active duty.
Low mood, the change in sleeping pattern, sleep, feeling of worthlessness. I don't think I am who I used to be before. And then difficulty in concentrating. The worst thing is that when one starts feeling as if he should end his or her life, that is, depression for a long way. How do we go about this? It's still the psychotherapy. You need to come up, explain, bring these issues to the hospital so that things can be done.
So this valley is a more way of strengthening the institution and ensuring that the situation that our veterans are is fully understood and their challenges are fully addressed. In enhancing the institutional sustainability, that is why this year's bazaar now is being done together with the Nigerian Post Cast Pali to ensure that these veterans are brought very close and there is direct relationship and engagement between the serving personnel and the veterans.
Amid the laughter and cultural performances, veterans expressed gratitude for the platform to openly discuss issues often stigmatized.
One of the young officers and another, I think the commander of the hospital, talking about PTSD. Those are challenges, not emerging, the challenges that have been there for long, and I believe the initiative of the present-day commanders and service chiefs is handling that.
Traditional dances and displays provided moments of levity and celebration, reinforcing bonds of unity among the community while underscoring the importance of mental well-being.
If you notice, some persons are not of Idoma speaking language, but they joined us in the dance. Because we motivate them as soon as we came in, that we are not much, but they should support us, which they did. Because I will always advise that since we come from different ethnic background, we are not supposed to be partial. We should encourage ourselves to love ourselves and embrace our culture.
Veterans attending the bazaar and other members of the community were reminded of the importance of such initiatives in promoting a high quality of life for those who have served the nation, whether in the past or still in active service. Abdulaziz Ibrahim, Trust TV News, Kano.
You're still watching the news hour tonight on Trust TV. We'll take a breather now. We'll be right back. Don't go away. Welcome back and thanks for staying. And now to developments in business. Contrary to a report stating that BOA 200,000 barrels per day refinery is at 90% completion, BOA has advised the public to disregard such misleading reports that did not emanate from the company. The statement released on Sunday says the company is making remarkable strides on the Akwa Ibom refinery project, with construction progressing steadily. It says while the refinery is not at 90% completion, BOA, however, is on track to meet delivery timelines in collaboration with their partners. The statement says BOA refinery and petrochemicals project represents a major milestone in strengthening Nigeria's refining capacity and energy security. Take it away from Nigeria now. At least 8 civilians have been killed in central Mali, several sources said on Sunday, accusing the Malian army and Russia's Wagner group of the latest attack in the troubled West African country. The country is embroiled in a political, security and economic crisis and has since 2012 been ravaged by different groups affiliated to Al-Qaeda and the Islamic State group. It also faces a separatist insurgency in the volatile desert north. A Hilux 4x4 vehicle was heading toward a refugee camp in Mauritania when Wagner and the Malian army fired. At least 8 civilians were killed on Thursday, a local official told AFP on condition of anonymity. A local humanitarian source confirmed the incident, saying the 8 civilians were killed by bullets between the localities of Niono and Nampala. There was no immediate comment on the incident from the Malian army. In a statement issued on Saturday, the Azawad Liberation Front, which groups several separatist groups in Mali's north made up of the Tuareg ethnic minority, blamed the Malian army and the Russia's Wagner mercenary group for the deliberate criminal act, which it said left 9 people dead. Still on the foreign scene, thousands of civilians in a remote part of northeastern Ethiopia are being evacuated after potentially dangerous volcanic activity. The evacuations come after steam eruptions have been seen since Thursday from the long-dormant volcano of Mount Dauphin, raising fears of a volcanic eruption that could put many people at risk. Volcanic mud flowing from Dauphin has caused huge cracks in critical infrastructure, including major roads, and dozens of properties have been severely damaged in the region of Afar, according to the Afar Region Disaster Risk Management. The agency said on Friday that evacuations are precautionary. The residents are being taken to safer areas within the region. However, Atale Ayele, professor of geophysics at the Institute of Geophysics, Space Science and Astronomy based in Addis Ababa University, said the steam eruptions may not necessarily lead to a full-blown volcanic eruption. Afar is one of Ethiopia's driest and hottest regions with a history of volcanic eruptions and frequent earthquakes. The region is also prone to drought, famine and flooding that has forced many evacuations in recent years. Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz has accused Hezbollah of failing to honor key ceasefire terms, warning of potential unilateral action by Israel. Katz highlighted Hezbollah's non-compliance with withdrawing beyond the Litani River and dismantling weapons and militant infrastructure as outlined in the November 27 truce agreement. The fragile ceasefire following 2 months of intense conflict has seen both sides trading allegations of violations, while the Lebanese army and the United Nations peacekeepers are tasked with monitoring compliance. Katz emphasized that Israel would act independently if necessary to ensure the safety of its northern residents. Meanwhile, UN peacekeepers have also accused Israel of breaching the ceasefire terms. And in sports, Bayer Leverkusen striker Victor Boniface has suffered a setback in his recovery from injury. Boniface sustained a thigh injury on international duty in November. The 24-year-old has been sidelined since that setback. The striker had a small step backwards in the rehabilitation process. Bayer Leverkusen announced ahead of the friendly against regional league side Rotwey Oberhausen on Sunday. Boniface trained with the team again for the first time shortly before Christmas. The forward earlier expected to return to action against Borussia Dortmund next weekend. His return date is, however, unknown at the moment. He has registered 8 goals and 1 assist in 15 appearances for Die Werkself this season. Now, just before we go, here is a kicker. Wood carving is one of the ways we get artifacts to decorate our homes or tell about our culture and history. Emmanuel Sifo is a carver based in Edo State, Nigeria. He gives us more insight into the art and business. Take a look.
Emmanuel Sifo. Name of my store is my old carving depot. I've been in the carving business just since 1987. My family, they are from carver. They are carver. The apprentice I had has finished. I've done his freedom. He's now working on his own. Son had traveled out. So presently now I don't have any as present. If anyone want to learn, I will bring him form. I will give him form to fill. He will fill form all the requirement I want from him. Then we bring it. Then so far he is serious in learning it. If he want to learn, he should be serious. I love the art because I love anything you can create, especially if it's create with wood. I have passion on it. I love it. Machine cannot carve wood for you, but because it's hand and chisel we use I use in learning chisel. Because if you use all these machine tools, the machines can't give you what you want. Can't give you what you want. That is why we are different from the white men, carving. That's why our own is unique. Oh, there are different prices, so you know. Can charge you 10 naira if you say you have 3 naira. If I'm willing to do it, I do it for you. No, I cannot say this is your specific price. I'm using it, doing that for you. where we got our wood is from sometimes in the sawmill. You go to sawmill, or you go to all those women that is bringing wood from the bush, like all those one that is bringing all those timber work, all those short timber work from bush. The charges the government is.
Indeed, a nice one there. And that's about the size of our party for you on the news hour tonight. From our team here in Abuja and other parts of the country, do not forget, you can always follow us across all of our social media platforms, and also join our YouTube live stream for more news programs and documentary. I am Aisha Salihu. Thank you so much for your time. Have a good night.
From the Daily Trust News Center, this is the News Hour.